Well, I guess you could say Indiana is known most for what? Corn and, would you believe, tropical indoor swimming areas? Well, that might not be the case, but it's our topic today here on the program with great details on what you might want to consider in your own backyard.
Step into a magical world at Linton's Enchanted Gardens, a world full of color and inspiration, beautiful ideas to transform your home inside and out. Explore acres of displays to spark ideas for your own home and garden, plus expert advice to help bring your ideas to life. Right now, save on amazing Astilbes, only $1.99 each. Visit Lintons.com for ideas galore. Linton's Enchanted Gardens, County Road 17 in Elkhart, between the 20 bypass and exit 96 off the toll road.
Well, good morning and welcome to another edition of our program. We're on location here, Linton's Enchanted Gardens, with my cohort here, Mark Linton. Mark, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Craig.
You know, it bears repeating, but every time we go out and discover on the program, we have a lot of fun, and today's show is going to be full of discovery with a capital D, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely. We have never shared anything quite like this with the viewers before.
All right, so what we have here is a tropical paradise in the middle of 1,000 acres of corn in Ligonier, Indiana. I mean, to boil it down, that's what you've got, right?
You look right out the windows, and that's the nicest corn I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about 7 feet tall.
Doug and Pat are the homeowners here, and they've allowed us to come and to show you a little bit of what they've done here inside. Now, this was a pool for exercise. It was a therapy pool at one time that then kind of got a little bit bigger than that, and of course with the tropical feel, that all comes from Doug and Pat visiting Hawaii a handful of times, and they've kind of expanded upon the theme here, haven't they?
You're correct.
Tell us a little bit about the process. What kind of steps were involved, Mark, in the very beginning when you sat down with Doug? Especially Doug, because it was kind of a surprise to Pat, wasn't it?
It was, and it was the most incredible surprise, a way to bless his wife.
Sure.
But when we first met here, we had really two different directions that we could go. One that we were considering was just installing a planter with indoor tropical plants, basically real plants, and that was an option. The other option, and the option that we ended up going with, is using botanically correct or silk artificial plants. And it was actually a pretty easy decision once we kind of evaluated this pool room here, realized that all the concrete slopes to the pool, which is good, that if you've got kids in here and they're splashing, the water drains back into the pool. Now, if it was an outdoor pool, you do just the opposite, that the pool deck drains away from it. But because of the surrounding walls and the foundation, you want water to go back into the pool. Well, if we would go with tropical plants here, and with watering those plants, and the water would seep through those containers, it would take the fertilizer, the nutrients along with that water, it would end up in the pool, totally mess up the balance.
Yeah.
Yes. So after that realization, it was a very easy decision that this is the way we needed to go.
Have you ever done anything quite like this, Mark?
We have done a lot of different projects, but nothing like this.
Yeah. And again, in the middle of a cornfield, with all due respect, a beautiful part of the country, but something you probably wouldn't expect, you know, when you walk up and see this beautiful ranch home, and then in back, an addition with an indoor pool. It's really fabulous. Well, why don't we start by talking about some of the detail here, Mark? What do you say?
Certainly, and just like to share with the viewers kind of the process that we went through to construct this. First of all, we selected a block that complemented the floor here, working with the same gray tones. And we constructed it so it is about 18 inches in height, which is a nice height for actually using this as some seating. It's built-in seating, and guests can comfortably sit along the planter here.
Yeah, very good. And you said you have synthetic or artificial. Is that the case everywhere here? Because it looks so real.
It looks so incredibly real, yes.
Yeah.
They're all botanically correct silk artificial plants. And after we constructed the wall, we use a block adhesive, and the block adhesive is actually stronger than concrete. So once it's set in place, it's
Not gonna
permanently
move.
there.
Yeah.
Not going to move, yes. And then we installed the realistic palm trees here. I love the curvature that you see on the trunks. Those are real palm tree trunks, and then botanically correct leaves. So those were anchored into place. And then we filled up the planter with sheets of styrofoam. Really needed to create a base. What we have here is just one of the world's largest floral arrangements, and so that styrofoam allowed our floral and interior designers to create this arrangement.
Yeah, you warned your floral staff ahead of time that this would probably be one of their most interesting jobs yet to date.
They enjoyed the whole process and being included as part of it.
Right.
Once we had those sheets of styrofoam in place, then we could start adding the botanically correct silks, and then we've covered those sheets of styrofoam with real moss. And so really none of that is visible. And just like what we do with landscaping outdoors, we've done the same approach here. A very nice layered look, height in the back, shorter plants in the front, and then nice cascading type of plantings just to soften that stone wall.
Yeah, I think Doug gave you one of the biggest compliments. I heard him when we first came saying that, you know, he wanted to be careful about not overdoing it, but the balance here, in his estimation, is perfect.
I did hear that,
Yeah.
and appreciate the positive feedback. Another one of his requests was that he really didn't care what type of leaf it was, but he wanted to make sure that there were some really large tropical leaves in here, and of course honored that request. And there's all different shades of greens, really what you would see out in nature.
Yeah. Now, the running water, I hear that all the time over here in the corner.
That's actually my personal favorite there, and it really comes into its glory during the evening because there's some built-in underwater lights. We've got a waterfall that we've installed in the back corner. Really, no matter where you're at in the pool room here, you can hear the sound of the falling water. It's very calming, very relaxing.
And that's a Hawaiian theme as well, because it seems like you always hear that waterfall wherever you happen to be in Hawaii. Very cool. Well, as we walk along here, Mark, why don't you describe some of the other items? Can you?
Well, directly behind us, Craig, what you can see here, and of course really shows up more in the evening, but we've incorporated a lot of low voltage lighting. We've got a combination of path lights, and then also you can see the plants here. They have a spotlight or a backlight behind it. During the evening, this whole tropical paradise just
comes alive.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Neat.
And our interior decor team has incorporated some little critters in here. We've got butterflies, and as you walk by here, you can hear the birds chirping. I love the lanterns here that we've got the candles in, and all that is just really the nice finishing touches.
Oh, I asked Pat, I said, Pat, what's your favorite place in Hawaii? And she said Kona's nice, Maui's nice. Kokomo she didn't mention, and I think she's talking about the, not the Kokomo, Indiana, but the other Kokomo, which isn't Hawaii, obviously. But she said she loved the Big Island, so, but she loves Maui. And that sign points to Maui, right over the cornfield somewhere, I would think. Don't you think?
That's a long flight.
Yeah, it is. What else here, Mark? Looks like we have some plants that are in early bloom even.
All different stages
Yep.
here, and the way the botanically correct plants look so realistic is there's all the different stages of growth. We've got the immature leaves, which are just starting to emerge, to the larger more mature leaves. A lot of different textures are incorporated in here. This is a solar butterfly here. Love how that's hovering over there. And if you look closely here, there's a frog that's actually reaching up for that butterfly there.
And a turtle back here too.
Yeah. You know what, as you walk around, and that's part of the magic of this, and Pat was explaining to me how the grandkids just found it very, very magical in that. A lot of things to discover.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you've seen the movie Field of Dreams, you know, it's a baseball field carved out of a cornfield, and this is kind of the same concept here. And every kind of treasure has a treasure box, I would think, and this is no exception.
There's our treasure chest. Something else that I wanted to share with the viewers is that Doug and Pat actually supplied some native fieldstone boulders that we've incorporated into these planters here, part of the family farm, and so those have some nice significance between them too.
Excellent. Well, Mark, what do you say we meet Doug and Pat, huh?
Let's invite them in.
Well, it's time to meet the homeowners, both Doug and Pat, and we're going to chat with them a little bit about their beautiful home here in Ligonier. And Pat, congratulations. Mark and the crew at Linton's, they've done a pretty nice job, haven't they?
Oh, they've done a gorgeous job, beyond our expectations.
Now, when I was talking to Mark, he said that Doug honestly surprised you with this. How can he keep something this magnificent at this scale a surprise?
Well, it was a surprise because when we decided that we would be moving here, he was going to fill in the pool, and I told him no, he wasn't. And so when he said, I have an idea, but I'm not telling you what it is, and I told him just to go with it. So,
what's your favorite part of what Mark has done back here with his crew at Linton's?
I love running water, so the fountain is one of my favorite parts. And I love the butterflies and the hummingbirds that are moving, the sound of the birds, the frogs, the little things, the little nuggets tucked away. It's probably one of my favorite things.
I think you've named everything.
Oh, no, I haven't. There's a lot here to see, so.
Well, lots of things to see and love. And Doug, you did a great job. I know the planning with Mark and Linton's had to be pretty interesting to kind of map out what it was that you wanted to do here. What really gave you the inspiration beyond just surprising your wife to do something like this?
We don't travel a lot, and she likes warm weather, and she likes the tropics, and we decided to keep this. I am a farmer. I'm not a designer. So
you know your limitations.
Yes, I do. A man has to know that. But I got a hold of Mark, and a guy with the palm trees, and with Mark's crew, they had a lot of the ideas were theirs. I told them basically, I took a lot of pictures off the internet that they appreciated, and Mark said that really helped the girls. So yeah, they did a lot of their suggestions are here.
Well, there's no doubt in the world that Mark has done a great job. Linton's Enchanted Gardens, if you'd like to find out more about how Mark can help you, just go to the website, lintons.com, or drop in on County Road 17. Let's bring in Mark now. Mark, you've got a special presentation for both Doug and Pat.
Oh, out of our great appreciation for allowing us to be involved in part of this project and also to share this with the viewers. I had our floral design team create this custom floral arrangement featuring fresh cut flowers from Hawaii.
From Hawaii.
We picked them up from the South Bend airport just yesterday. So,
what do you think, huh, Pat?
Yeah, they're beautiful. Thank you so much.
They are. Thank you, Mark.
We've got birds of paradise in there. We've got some proteas and variegated pittosporum.
Excellent. Well, some great ideas. You take them to heart, and we'll take to a break here and be back with much more in the show in just a moment. Stay with us.
Step into a magical world at Linton's Enchanted Gardens, a world full of color and inspiration, beautiful ideas to transform your home inside and out. Explore acres of displays to spark ideas for your own home and garden, plus expert advice to help bring your ideas to life. Right now, save on amazing Astilbes, only $1.99 each. Visit Lintons.com for ideas galore. Linton's Enchanted Gardens, County Road 17 in Elkhart, between the 20 bypass and exit 96 off the toll road.
Welcome back to Linton's Enchanted Gardens here on County Road 17 in Elkhart. It is a beautiful day in the heart of this county. And boy, talking about the other surrounding counties, so nice little visit to Ligonier today, huh, Mark?
It was awesome for Doug and Pat to share their indoor swimming pool with us, give some tips and ideas to the viewers.
A pool paradise.
Oh
right?
my goodness, talking about vacation in your own backyard, that's awesome.
Well, we're going to give you some ideas for your own backyard in terms of plants, trees, and shrubs right here during this portion of our show. And Mark, what I like about what we do here, the freebie sale means savings to your visitors, guests, your customers, right?
That's right, Craig. We've got a beautiful selection of plants here.
Yeah.
Starting out
Sure.
with our winterberry holly. This is a very unusual holly. It's not what you typically think of when you hear the word holly. It's actually a deciduous holly. Deciduous meaning it loses its leaves during the winter time. And boy, this plant really comes into its glory during the fall and the winter time. After it's dropped all of its leaves, it has the most beautiful clusters of bright red colored berries. My mom, who's one of our floral designers here, she loves to incorporate those into her fall and winter arrangements.
Perfect.
It's native to our area, very hardy, and it is part of our freebie sale. Normally $29.99, and this week it's buy one, get one free.
Very nice look. I like that a lot. What's next, Mark?
This is our unusual barberry called Hellman Pillar Barberry, and it's unusual because of its growth habit. Very columnar, very upright, does very well in full sun. Maintains these burgundy colored leaves all spring, summer, and fall.
I like the burgundy. It's really a nice look as well.
You know, certainly if you've got a lighter colored exterior on your house, like white or yellow, this color pops really well. If you've got a dark brown house, I don't recommend it. It really, this burgundy just tends to blend in with those darker exterior colors.
Exactly.
Normally, this 1 gallon plant is $9.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
A lot of these items, Mark, including this one here, we've seen on our remote location shoots.
You remember, yes.
Yeah, and it does look great against a lighter contrasting wall or outside exterior.
Very much so.
Next.
Next is one of our evergreen azaleas. This one's called Herbert Azalea, and it blooms with the most beautiful purple colored flowers in the springtime. Now is a great time to plant it to ensure that you can enjoy the flowers in the springtime. Our evergreen azalea is very adaptable to full sun, also tolerates dense shade, and really doesn't grow to be all that big, reaching about 2 to 3 feet in height and about the same in width. Just really depends upon how you prune it. And I always want to remind the viewers the best time to prune a flowering tree or shrub is always shortly after it's done blooming.
Okay, very good.
Herbert Azalea is normally $9.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
And the best time to be planting any of these items here, really any time, right? Pretty much.
Craig, even during the heat of the summer, which we're just now starting to experience, these plants will do absolutely fine. They're all container grown. There's zero transplant shock. Our guests are just simply sliding them out of the container that they've spent their entire life in, and then introducing them into the new soil.
So even in the hottest month of the year here in Indiana, July, this is still a great time to be planting.
It is.
Okay.
Very much so.
Good.
Next is one of our beautiful gold lace junipers. Gets its name because of the gold lacy-like type of branches here. And Craig, what I like to do is, as we're always out on sites, I always inform the guests how we do layering. And by incorporating the gold lace juniper and the Hellman's Pillar Barberry, beautiful color combination. We like color and contrast. The gold really pops in front of the burgundy there. Part of our freebie sale, normally $12.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
Hey, great savings here at Linton's. Next up.
Very, very low maintenance landscape plant here, perfect for the bones to your landscape. It's our Hetz Midget Dwarf Arborvitae. It's kind of a new and improved version of an old-fashioned favorite. Hetz Midget is a dwarf globe-shaped arborvitae. Does a great job of naturally shaping itself into a globe shape, can very easily be maintained at about 3 to 4 feet in height and the same in width. These are very, very large plants for a 1 gallon container. Normally $9.99, Craig. This week it's buy one, get one free. Next is one of my favorite ground cover plants. This is our Emerald Gaiety euonymus. And again, showing the viewers how they can do a layered type of look. We always like to have some evergreens incorporated into the foundation plantings here in Michiana. Fall, winter, early spring, about 6 months out of the year. Anything that is deciduous, meaning it loses its leaves, it just has bare branches. And so we really depend upon evergreens during those 6 months out of the year to create an attractive landscape. But putting the variegated euonymus here in front of the dwarf arborvitae, beautiful color combination. The Emerald Gaiety euonymus makes a great ground cover plant. It can be pruned into a shrub, and it actually can climb up against a wall if you would plant it right up against the wall.
I've seen that,
using it for support. So very, very versatile, very adaptable, grows in full sun, tolerates shade. It's kind of a no-brainer plant. Craig, normally $9.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
All right, the freebie sale here at Linton's. If you'd like to find out more about anything going on here, lintons.com is the website. And I like the grasses, always.
This is our dwarf Hamlin grass, and this is an ideal grass for folks that really don't want a grass to get real tall, only reaching to be about 2-3 feet in height and about same in width. Real pretty tan feathery plumes that appear later on in the season, continue throughout the fall. Normally $24.99. This week it's buy two, get one free.
And there really is a place for a grass that goes 3 and 4 feet, isn't there?
Of course.
Some people
yes.
like that.
You want to plan just for future growth, and it's all about putting the right plant in the right place.
Yep, exactly. What's up next?
Craig, this is one of our summer blooming Rose of Sharon. This one's called Red Heart. It's got a white flower with a red eye, therefore the name Red Heart. And if you look closely here, you can see it is loaded with buds. There's probably at least 50 flower buds on this small plant here. Rose of Sharon, actually, they'll grow up to be a small ornamental tree, so you want to give this plenty of room to grow. It's going to reach up to 10, 12 feet, depending upon how you prune it. But one of the rare trees that actually blooms during the summertime. Most of trees bloom in the spring. Does best in full sun. This 1 gallon plant is normally $11.99, and this week it's buy one, get one free.
Quality and excellence and great savings here at Linton's. And a few more items here on the end.
Yes, this is our little dwarf golden hinoki cypress called a Nana lutea. Very, very soft to the touch. I love this, working it into foundation plantings. It's a little dwarf conifer. And pretty much you can plant this and never have to prune it, slowly reaching up to about 4 feet or so and about a couple feet in width. Does best in full sun, but really pretty bright golden colored evergreen foliage. Normally $15.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
And the way the sun hits that, again, it just gives you a different look just about any angle you look at.
Really pretty, yes.
Yeah, great.
Next is our Compressa juniper. Kind of like our Hellman's Pillar barberry, if you're looking for something tall but slender. And then the evergreen family, this is an ideal plant for you. Maintains this blue-green color foliage 12 months out of the year. Normally $12.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
All right. You're 6 foot tall.
Yep.
I'm about there.
Yep.
What do we got here?
We got about a 12-foot tall birch tree. This is our white spire Japanese birch, prized for the beautiful white color that you see there in the trunk.
It's striking, isn't it?
You know what I like to do is put this so you've got a house in the background that has a dark exterior to it, and then that color really pops. Unfortunately, if you live in a white house, you put a white birch in front of it, it just kind of blends in and you lose that effect. But birch trees are a nice shade tree. They grow rather quickly, and amazing value for this 12-foot tree here. Normally $89.99. This week it's buy one, get one free.
And hey, you're not going to buy just one of these, right? So you might as well come out and pick up on the savings. A great looking tree, Mark.
Thank you.
Nice. Next up?
Next is our beautiful hydrangea here. It's called Glowing Embers, and it gets its name because of the hot pink colored flowers remind you of glowing embers in a fire.
Sure.
And this will continue to bloom throughout the summertime. Does best in low light shaded conditions. reaching only about 4 feet in height and about the same in width. Really good performer. Normally $39.99, and Craig, this week it's buy two, get one free.
Well, that's mean savings to me. That's a great deal, and I love the color that that brings to your home. Next up?
Next is our beautiful wisteria. If you've got a pergola or a trellis, you're looking for a climbing vine, and you know what? If you're kind of unfortunate and you have a utility pole in your yard, this is a great way to hide an ugly utility pole.
Very good.
Pretty aggressive flowering vine. Out of all the flowering vines, nothing compares to the wisteria vine. Kind of a purplish blue colored clusters of flowers, very pendulous, kind of hangs down like a cluster of grapes. Blooms earlier in the season, and these vines are on sale normally $11.99, and this week it's buy one, get one free.
All right, some good practical advice from Mark Linton here during our program. A few more to talk about here, Mark.
Yeah, just a couple more, Craig.
Yep.
Next is our golden mops cypress, beautiful bright gold and lime green colored evergreen. Maintains those colors 12 months out of the year. Perfect for foundation plantings. It's a large 3-gallon container, normally $29.99, and this week it's buy one, get one free.
How big do your containers get? Is 3-gallon about as big?
Oh my goodness, we go all the way up to 50 gallons.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yep.
My goodness, that's big.
So we're a container grower, and as we're growing the plants, we start them out in 1-gallon containers, shift them to 2s, the 2s become 3s, and so on.
Yeah,
so
as they mature.
exactly.
Next up?
Our last and final plant is our sky pencil holly. Beautiful, shiny, glossy evergreen needles there, and real soft to the touch.
It is.
Typically, when you say holly, people think of the pointed, kind of sharp type of leaves. Very low maintenance variety if you've got a tight, narrow area, again, like the Hellman pillar barberry or our compressa juniper. Only gets to be about a foot and a half in width. Very easily to control the top just simply by some annual pruning, and maintains those leaves 12 months out of the year.
I like the glossy look on the leaves.
Very pretty.
Yep.
Normally $34.99, and this week it's buy one, get one free.
All right, if you're new to the program, if you haven't visited here, this is what Mark calls the freebie sale, and it's your chance to pick up on great savings later on this morning, and then Mark, really through the weekend and into the week, right?
That's correct.
And what about those hours for the folks at home?
Monday through Friday, open 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. Both Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And our new garden cafe it operates on the same hours.
Yeah, and now's the time, as we're wrapping up here, where I get a little thirsty. You've got 100 different drink varieties in the cafe, don't you?
We do, and right now what's really popular because of the change in the temperatures outside is our iced drinks. We've got wide selection of real fruit smoothies, and then we've got the iced teas and also the iced coffees as well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's about it for the show today. Another kudos to both Doug and Pat, right? And Ligonier.
Thank you so much, Doug and Pat, for allowing us to feature your home on our show.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Craig.
For Gary Martin, for our entire crew, this is Craig Wallen. Until next time, so long, everybody.